Obviously, a lot of people love this movie. I'll give you my take on it first, and then I'll explain to you why the experience of watching Planet of the Apes sucked for me. The War for the Planet of the Apes, directed by Matt Reeves, starring Andy Serkis, Woody Harrelson, and everyone who worked at 20th Century Fox. Thank you. In this final epic story, Caesar finds himself defending and leading a clan of apes from a dogmatic army that's trying to wipe all the apes out of extinction. There's a lot of movement in this movie and not a lot of fast action as I thought it would be, but the pace builds up towards a climactic moment in which the protagonist Caesar and the antagonist the Colonel face off between the fate between the two species that are dominating the whole world. Now we see from the rise of the Planet of the Apes and the dawn of the Planet of the Apes that there's been a battle between who is going to exist in the world. We don't get a lot of intense dialogue. We only get about maybe 2 to 3 exhibitions, and in the story compared to Dawn and in Rise, had more to explain than this installment. Compared to Dawn and Rise of the Planet of the Apes, where there's a lot of explanation about certain types of themes and certain types of events in the movie. My favorite part is how tragedy over serendipity is presented in this movie. The script drives most of the characters to act, and their motivation to act is within good reason. Woody Harrelson, who plays the Colonel, portrays one of all too familiar antagonists, in as much as historical and fictional figures like Darth Vader, Adolf Hitler, and Lord Voldemort. It seems like he's one of these villains or antagonists that is put into one character. Not as too intense and not also as too light, but somewhere in between. One particular scene in the movie explains everything about how horrible this man is and how much of a monster one can become by a dogmatic or certain dogma. Caesar, in the other hand, he's fighting through vengeance, and you feel the turmoil he's going through while still being this leader and defender of the clan. The action sequences, they're rare, but it carries a lot of emotion. Very satisfying from start to finish. The second act, it drags, but I was still interested in it due to questions arising and being answered constantly. Steve Zahn's character as the bad monkey answers many questions, but it still proposes some of the questions in the movie until everything is explained by Woody Harrelson's character. Matt Reeves did an awesome job. He put together a team that made this movie work from start to finish. I forgot that I was watching a CGI and I actually believed that these characters as real talking apes. The motion capture technology today, this thing's is pretty great, and I can't imagine how it could get any better as the technology advances. Can't wait for movies to get into that. It was a great script, great character dialogue, good build up and action sequences. As always, as a grading system from awesome, good, meh, sucks to blows, I give this movie one big fat freaking awesome. Watch this movie any chance you get. As always, I'm the Fat Film Geek. If you like this video, subscribe, leave a message. It's free. Thank you. The reason why I didn't enjoy this movie was that moviegoers these days. Oh, I understand that it's summer. There's a lot of kids that you take and also through dates, but for some people like me and other people else who's trying to watch a movie, we don't want that extra sound effects that you give. I watched it at an earlier time, so everybody was pretty loud, and It didn't really bother me because commercials were coming through before the trailers came in, and then once the trailers came in, they kind of tell you to turn off your cell phones or silent your cell phones, and you could see like a lot of people did that. They were still talking, and then more and more trailers get intense or pretty funny. More people get interested, start to pay attention to the screen, and usually the talking kind of calms down. Not this particular case for me. There was this couple behind me who just kept on constantly talking and talking and talking. And it didn't really bother me in the beginning, and then suddenly when I saw the screen that says feature presentation, that kind of gives you an idea that you need to shut up and you need to pay attention, be quiet, and watch the movie, because a lot of people pay good money to come and watch it. These two people, this couple behind me, were talkers. And even though when you're whispering everybody could hear you, even though you think you're trying to be polite by whispering or trying to, no, you're not trying to, you aren't, you're just being a big dick. I wish I could have gotten up and could have said something really, really profound and really, really mean. I really was angry. Trying to pay attention to this movie that I've been waiting for months, for a long time. Here comes this couple that didn't really think anything of it. What they did was that they were, and this happens all the time, every time, and this happens a lot. When I'm trying to enjoy a movie, there are these talkers, and when they're talking, they also make these stupid voice reactions or these moaning reactions. So the guy behind me, he was just whispering about everything. Like a certain scene would come up. Oh yeah, they're traveling and so. Oh, it's snowing. Oh, he picked up a gun. Like, we could tell. Well, that's why we're watching a movie. It's out there. It's being presented to you. The director doesn't think that you're stupid or your other person that you're with is pretty stupid. Movie makers are trying to tell the audience something without any speech. But you idiot, have to keep saying something at every single thing that happened in the movie. It wasn't until like the first explosion that you shut up and started finally not doing anything. But it didn't stop there. The person that he was with, wife, and the wife was just, oh, and then like another emotional scene, or somebody would get shot, or like another big explosion, or something sad would happen. Oh, oh, oh God, it's funny now, but at the time it wasn't funny. I really wanted to get up, throw my popcorn at them, throw my soda at them, probably leave the theaters, but I wanted to stay. I really wanted to watch this movie. I really had to take a deep breath and just stay there with this one big ass sweat to the side. Eventually, the movie started to get pretty good. The build-up started to get more interesting, but honestly, this is what made my experience horrible. That's why it sucked for me. It's because these two people who think the world revolves around them and doesn't think there's other people, and they can just do whatever they want. Please, if you are watching a movie, shut the fuck up or get out. Get your money back and go to a coffee shop or go to a bar and fucking talk, because this is some of the reasons a lot of people don't go watch movies, because of people like you. Thank you.